Cricket Rockstar Nation, welcome to another episode of the Sixers Cricket Fact Show with yours truly, Tyrelle Audain, aka the Cricket Rockstar Devo. And let's just get on with it. So today we'll be discussing the final two ODIs of the India versus Australia One Day Series that played out on the 23rd and the 25th October 2025. It was a series in which a second string Australian side clinched the one dayers, but India finished with a resounding statement and also winning hearts as usual. So coming into the second ODI played at Adelaide Oval, Australia were leading the series 1-0 and the pressure was firmly on the visitors to get back into the series. Mitchell Marsh won the toss and elected to bowl, a decision that paid off dividends immediately. Youngster Xavier Burlett was the destroyer, taking the key wickets of Shubman Gill and the dangerous Virat Kohli for a golden duck in the same over. Coincidentally, that was Kohli's second consecutive duck in the series to leave India reeling at 17 for 2. Then the innings was stabilized by a classic partnership involving Rohit Sharma, who scored a gritty 73, and Shreyas Iyer, who contributed 61. It was a proper fight back for the Indians, but their middle order struggled against a relentless Australian attack. And the spin maestro Adam Zampa in his comeback game was exceptional, finishing with four crucial wickets to break the backbones of the Indian innings. A late spirited effort from the tail did push the men in blue to a respectable total of 9 for 264. Chasing 265, Australia looked rock solid but had their own miserable demons to deal with. At one stage, they were 132 for the loss of four when the series winning partnership emerged in the likes of Matthew Short, who was dropped twice and made the Indians pay for it big time, top scoring with 74. But the real star of the match was the player of the match in the young Western Australian, beg your pardon, Cooper Connolly. The 22-year-old was coolness personified, compiling an undefeated 61 of just 53 deliveries to guide Australia through a late scare to a two-wicket victory that saw the Aussies take an unassailable 2-0 winning series lead and securing yet another series victory on home soil against India. With the series done and dusted, the third and final ODI was all about pride for India as they aimed to avoid a 3-0 series sweep. Australia again won the toss and this time elected to bat, but this time around the Indian bowlers showed up one game too late but in a big way. Harshit Rana led the charge for India as the young fast bowler finished with career best figures of 4 for 39. This was following a promising start from Aussie openers Travis Head and skipper Mitchell Marsh. Rana, by the way, also had company in the likes of spinners Washington Sundar and Kuldeep Yadav to apply the pressure in the middle phases, which did lead to the downfall of the host. Despite Matt Renshaw's fighting maiden ODI half century in just his third one-day international, Australia were bowled out for a disappointing 236 in the 47 over, and it must be said it was a much improved bowling and fielding display from India following a dismal first two ODIs. Talking about the run chase, it'll forever be remembered for the response it had. And you know what I mean by that? I'm talking about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. And the two delivered an absolute masterclass in what has to be their final international appearance on Aussie soil, on Australian soil. Rohit signed up by smashing a sensational 121 of 125 deliveries, his 33rd ODI century, while Kohli, who had two back-to-back ducks in the first two ODIs, silenced the doubts of the haters who called for him and Rohit to retire by the end of the series by scoring a well-vintage composed 76 of 81 deliveries as the two put on a match-winning undefeated second wicket stand of 168 as India emphatically cruised home by 9 wickets with just more than 11 overs remaining to deny Australia a historic whitewash. Speaking of cricketing facts like that, here's a rare interesting cricket fact that cricket fans do not know of. Australia, who has always been one of the most successful teams in world cricket, has never swept India in a limited over series. But here's the other interesting fact. The two instances where India swept Australia was in March 2008, where the visitors under the leadership of MS Dhoni swept Australia in the in the best of three finals at the Commonwealth Bank Series Down Under, which at that point was the first time India had won a limited over series in Australia. And then in 2016 was the second time India swept Australia, but this time they did it in the T20 format under of course, you know who, MSD's captaincy. And this, mind you, was just 1 month before the World T20 campaign in 2016 on home soil, where India made the semi-finals and lost to you know who. India, in fact, correction, Australia do take the series 2-1, which was well deserved due to the all round depth and, of course, the uprising of young stars performing at critical times, especially in the second match, where Short and Connolly half centuries took them home. For the visiting Indian team, they did have their major flaws in the first two games, but the victory in the third ODI was vital, a performance that highlighted the enduring class of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli and the potential of fast bowlers such as Harshid Rana. The stage is now set for the five-match T20 series, which pulls off on Wednesday, October 29, at the Manuka Oval in Australia's capital, Canberra. That's going to do it for today's episode of the Sixers Cricket Fact Show. Remember to follow me on all of my social media platforms. And of course, be good, be cool, stay frosty, stay strong, and we'll continue on the next show. Bye bye for now.